cunts. You calling us cunts? We would be sloppy. You calling us sloppy?
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. I'm going to sing it to you because I wanted that to be the intro song, but I can't find it. Can you believe I can't find an 8-bit version of that song? Can we, like, get it, like, a fucking L's in the chat for fucking not being able to get that song? I looked it up so hard. I looked it by the song name, by the artist, by the year, all that. Either way, this is Amethyst Pudding, guys. Another good video here. It's going to be about a house party. About a house party that is it was a big house party in not a giant house, but a house that it was quite packed. But we'll get throughout the whole thing. In order to really tell the story, though, I have to kind of talk about the entire day and its events leading up to and after said party. So let's go throughout day's events. I have to, first and foremost, A, procure some alcohol while being underage. B, procure a excuse or at least the good graces of my guardian at the time to allow me to stay out at night. You know, it's kind of sometimes difficult at those times to try to you know, get that you know, to get the suspicion off of you, but also to get the approval. Some people just don't give a fuck and those fucking leave, but I did not have the luxury to be able to do that at this time, so I had to actually come up with some good shit, which is usually the old triangle method, I call it. You know, friend A's parents talk to friend B's parents, and then friend A says he's staying at friend B's parents', or, you know, they're staying at each other's house, and then friend C tells friend A's parents that he's staying at friend B's. Yeah, I think I got the letters messed up at the beginning, but you see what I'm saying. Like, each kid tells each other's kids' parents that they're staying there. So it's like a triangle. A is telling B, B is telling C, C is telling A. So every kid's covered. I don't know if it works or not, but I'm pretty sure I've heard this theory before. Either way, that's kind of what I did today. I told my relative or whoever I was pretty sure I was staying at my grandma's at this point, and she was pretty lax at times and then super not lax. She is, I don't know, she's a mood swingy kind of woman, I guess. But I just told her I was staying at someone else's house, and then they said they're staying at someone else's house, and then that person said they're staying at my grandma's house. But funny thing is my grandma nobody had my grandma's phone number or anything like that. Like, there wasn't, like, no one was gonna call her. So as long as she was like the top of the chain, the whole chain was secure, because if they couldn't secure that phone call, then at least I was covered, you know what I mean? But we ended up going to my friend's house. Yes. My friend Rango. I had to make sure I had all the names correct. Rango the lizard. We were at his house, and he has a full pipe. It's not a half pipe, or no, it is a half pipe, but it's a full half pipe, if that makes sense. It's not just a one part of a ramp. It's literally the full thing. It's the full bowl, if you will. You can go down all the way in and down up the other end. It's not just up one side or the other. And it was made of wood, and it was very big and very spacious. Over time, it got wear and tear on it. Actually, a side tangent, someone took a dump on this either full pipe or full half pipe. I'm not sure how you would term it. I haven't skateboarded in years, to be honest with you. I'm out of the game. But someone took a shit on that motherfucker, and it was like a big fucking thing. Everyone's like, someone took a shit on your half pipe. Funniest fucking thing ever. And then there's someone also lit it on fire at one point, like a small part of it. So there's also holes in it. Holes are from skateboarding. No, that's the thing, is this thing was pretty legit. And also, his Rango's house is at the end of a big hill, so people would skate down the entire hill, and then they'd end up in his driveway, which is pretty cool. You could end up doing some pretty cool shit, except there'd be a lot of rocks in the driveway, so you could bust your shit. But he also had a chair with wheels, like I'm talking like the chair like I'm sitting in now, like a computer desk chair. And my dumbass consumed way too much Jackass in high school, and I would get on that thing, and I would go down this entire big-ass hill on a chair with wheels, and I would set up, like, some of his, he had other stuff, too. He did have, like, other, like, quarter pipes and half pipes, that were like detachable plastic ones. And I would set those up, and I would come all the way down this fucking hill, and I'd hit the ramp, and I'd fucking bust my shit, and end up breaking, fucking like, you know, hitting my knee and scraping it up and shit. And it was fun though. It was a blast. Like I skateboarded too. I just didn't skateboard that well. I was like a fucking C- skateboarder at best. Some of these guys I'm talking about that skateboarded over there were like fucking, you know, B's. I wouldn't say anyone was like an A, because I don't think anyone in town's really seen it. Actually, I believe there's a pair of twins, or not a pair of twins, just twins, and they both skateboarded well, and I'm pretty sure one, if not both of them, won smaller skateboarding events. So maybe you could say that they were probably A minuses, maybe at that point. But either way, who the hell's trying to give judgment? They're better than me, so that's all I'm trying to say, really. I was probably like the bottom rung. I wasn't the worst skateboarder, but I was definitely not the best. I was definitely like bottom third. But so we would hang out there because his house was right next to the place. This is actually old Greg from other stories. This is his house where the party takes place, and it is literally like, let's see, if you go up, not even up the street, you just walk down the street, like 2 or 3 houses, and you take a left in the driveway right there, that would be the house that we're talking about. So we all knew there was going to be a party there at old Greg, so we decided to, you know, hang out at Rango's, just chill out, do our jackass shit, and you know, all that. Ooh, sorry about that. So we decided to chill there until the party. See if I'm not missing anything here. The chair on wheels shit. No, I got it. So it gets around like 7, 8 o'clock, and old Greg's parents are leaving, and all the people who are skateboarding, who are staying for the party, pretty much, you know, he's like giving his parents hugs and shit. I can't remember. They were like I don't know if it was I think it was like a little mini vacation, but not really. They were gone for like just that night. And we'll get to that later because the ending is very funny. But so they're getting in the car, and they're like, "Oh, you boys better be good, and you know, you guys are welcome inside, but no like crazy stuff, and no more people than what we have here." Because there's like maybe 3, or there's like not 3. Sorry, there's like 5 or 6 of us, and then him, so 7 probably at that moment. But that, you know. And she knew most of us. Like, his family knew pretty much all of us in this group, if not all of us. And they're getting in the car and they're pulling off, and we're like, bye. We're like giving them the nice friendly wave, you know, like, bye-bye. Sorry, I had to pause again for my cats. Either way, we were waving to them like, bye. And they're like, you know, bye, boys, you know. And then they drive off, and as soon as they're gone, our smiles turn from, like, you know, good Christian boy smiles, which I'm not a Christian at all, wasn't even then, but to devious smiles, because we're like, and I forgot to mention the procuring alcohol part, but it was easy. Procuring alcohol wasn't bad because my friend Sam, who worked with me at the local bar, he was able to procure a little something for me that night as well as him. So we were already set up to go. So it gets, before anything, we get in there, we're playing some fucking N64 Mario Kart actually though, because, you know, we're setting up everything, making sure there's nothing left out people could break or something potentially, which ultimately fails. But what gets later in the night after playing some N64 Mario Kart, and everyone starts to pile in, and I'm talking like everyone, it's like, I don't know how many people were there. I'm going to say at least probably 100, if not more. I don't know. It's kind of hard to visualize in the house 100 people. It's kind of like a fire marshal situation. Like, you know, is that too much past capacity? I don't know. Either way, it was very packed. It was a blast. Like, I got a guest list, if you will, from past story times who have been in past story times who are there. Let's see. Drago was there. Tommy Jarvis was there. Walt was there. Like I said, my friend from work, Sam, was there. Conker, which I don't even know if I mentioned Old Bad Fur Day or not. He might have been like a character I forgot to mention in a previous one, but he was there. Happy from the Warp Tour stories was there. Homunculus is there. I don't know if I mentioned him before. I probably have. He's a very big guy. He's usually a peace-loving guy, but he gets a little angry and he gets a little weird when he's drunk. And in fact, at one point he gets locked outside because I remember that we all like dispersed outside. I think we had a fear that cops were going to come, and maybe I don't remember if they did or not, but I stayed the night, so it must not have, and I think it was just stupid. But I do remember that we locked him out because he was getting kind of angry, and people were like making fun of him. It was kind of like low-key trying to be funny. He was like, "Let me in, guys!" And that might be why everyone ran out, because they probably thought the cops were going to get called because he was being loud as shit. But nonetheless, we let him in, and he, you know, he's a pretty chill guy. He just, you know, sometimes people like to make him the ass of the joke, I guess. I don't know. We got Wallflower, which I don't know if I mentioned. I think I did, maybe in one of the high school related stories. But he was there. Pretty sure I might have mentioned him. But either way, got some new characters though. We got this. I'm just gonna call her Weird Girl because she's weird and not very good looking. And this guy I'm gonna call Millikin because he kept saying he went to Millikin University for like music and stuff, which is cool and all. But I don't like. It would come up in like topics that no one would even be mentioning that. It'd be like, oh hey, like you want to go do a shot? He'd be like, yeah, I went to Millikin. It's like, wait, what? What does that have to do with Millikin? Like, I don't know what that has to do with Millikin at all. But yeah. But she and him were like coupling up for the night, and it was a grotesque coupling. And like she followed him everywhere. I remember when we all dispersed for like the supposed noise thing, that we it was me, I'm gonna believe it was like Conker, Walt, and then those two, and like we dispersed to kind of spread out, so it ended up being me and those two, and they were talking about some goofy shit, and they were making out, and it was like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it, to say the least. But throughout the course of this party, even though we went back in, nothing happened. I don't really know why we ran out, why we all left like that. I don't remember. It must have been a fear of the cops. They got the fear of the cops in us. Yeah, but as the night goes on, though, things start to get spilt and broken, and like, I'm not talking like major things, but more like bottles and like just beer bottles and this beer getting everywhere. There's beer pong going on. So people are already kind of spilling crap just by like way of the game. Yeah, there's a bunch of party games going on. There's a card game. We had like Circle of Death going on. There was people playing drunk Mario Kart, where like, you know, you can't complete your lap until you finish your beer or whatever, which is pretty sweet, and that was pretty baller. And there were people like making out with each other left and right, like girls and guys, guys on girls, girls on girls, guys on, I don't know if there was any guys on guys, but you know, it was all inclusive. Spare no expense. That's a nice Jurassic Park reference. But the party, you know, as it went on, things were just, it was rambunctious. It was getting like, you know, woo, it was getting like lit. Like, I'm talking like it was a good time, but in retrospect, knowing that we knew that his parents' appearance would be, like, they would appear back, like, I don't know, like, not too late in the evening the next day. So, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, as I'm getting drunker and everything's going on, that, like, man, this is going to be a bitch tomorrow. Because I was going to stay anyway. And actually, after the party and everything winds down and everyone's, like, does their daps and pounds and their last smoky smokes and their drinky drinks and all that, and the people who are going to stay, and the people who are going to leave, we fucking just end up sleeping where we stand, pretty much. You know, the traditional, you know, giving a good old salute and sleep where you stand parties. But at the morning time, I come like strolling in, like, you know, the foot shuffle, like, oh man, and I go up to old Greg, and he's looking at me like kind of serious, but also like, well, super serious. In fact, like, I'm kind of like worried. I'm like, what's going on, man? He like looks at me straight up legit. This is the best part of the story, in my opinion. Looks up to me straight up legit and says, "Does it smell like fermenting beer in here to you?" And I'm like, kinda. And he's like, "That smell has to be gone." And he looks at his watch, and he's like, "In 3 hours." And it's like, oh shit. Oh shit. I knew it the night before. I'm like, this is gonna be bad. And it was bad. There was like beer soaked hardwood that was like swelled in areas of like, you know, the floor and like countertops. Like it wasn't super bad. Like he was able to like, we were over the course of time, we were able to get it. But me and my old boy Sam, we did a Superman run, I call it. We fucking went to the local Domino's, and we at that point they had the 555 deal. So we did a Smarty Smart, and we both ordered the 555 deal. So we got like 5, I don't know if it was medium or large pizzas, or no, not 5. We had 6. Because it was 3 pizzas for $5 each, both of us. So we had 6 pizzas, either large or medium, 1 topping each. Stack those bad boys, take them back to the house. We roll up our sleeves, and we help clean up that bitch, because we don't leave the party without helping clean up our due diligence. You know what I mean? So we dug into some pizza, we cleaned it up, and by that time, his parents came back. That house went from looking like it was the I think it was Cat in the Hat when the house is destroyed and they have to like clean it up in like real quick time, from going from like that to that quick as hell. I'm surprised. You would be surprised at how what hungover teenagers can do when they put their mind to it. You know what I mean? But either way, that was a story. It was a pretty crazy night. A lot of crazy random events. Like I said, the running out of the house for the police thing was, I don't know why. I still don't know why. I don't know why. Homunculus acting a fool. But it was cool seeing a lot of the people, like Drago's, my boy, like all these people were like badass to see, really. So, and like I said, there was, I want to say 100, 200 people, but the house had like a basement and like, you know, a first story. So like, I'm trying to picture how many people could actually fit in there. So I think it was definitely like almost practically shoulder to shoulder at one point, but you know, the numbers fluctuate as the night went on. But it was a banger, and there was like fucking people. I remember at one point there was a beach ball getting hit around and stuff, but they had to keep it secluded from the drinking games. Like, you know, you don't want to hit the beer pong cups, and you don't want to hit the circle of death circle. And oh boy, it was just crazy. It was crazy. It was a good time. But either way, you guys have a good one, and make sure to join in the channel again, and I'll have some more good story times for you. And actually, the next one was going to be a spooky story time. And I also have my John Carpenter reviews coming up. Not reviews, but ranking of all the movies coming up very soon. So you guys will appreciate that, I'm sure. So have a great one. Amethyst Pudding, your boy, out. Editor's note: how the fuck can you have a full half pipe? Like, it's either full or half. Lol, I'm fucking stupid. But either way, have a great day, guys.
Hey there, boo-boo. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for the picnic basket.